finger's a little lighter and I'll move this along.
You don't want to move the other thing.
The Visible Language Workshop is an experimental graphics laboratory where we explore the relationship of tools to the making of words and images in print.
That's terrific.
Unbelievable. Because you have both static and moving images in the same physical plane there for the first time. That's literally the first time I've ever seen that.
No other way to do something like that. That's amazing.
One of the ongoing research projects is the color plotter that Ron McNeil has developed, and which promises to be a potentially powerful artist's tool.
In between my putting it down and seeing it here, it has been stored.
That's correct.
And is then...
What you're doing is seeing the stored image.
Okay, and the
display
purpose
of
of the stored image is to direct the plotter
That's correct.
to
Later.
paint the image.
That's correct.
I feel that one of the main things about the workshop is that things are very ongoing, and that you don't decide on something and finish it and not look at it again. And you don't do your piece and then say, okay, I'm going to go in the darkroom, I'm going to print it exactly and frame it, and that's it.
Your type doesn't look too bad.
No, it looks pretty good.
I can bring it up a little more.
Yeah, a little more.
Okay. This looks pretty good.
That looks great. This is fantastic. And usually when you print a poster, they're all exactly alike. That's the point. You know, you give it to the printer and they do 2,000 that are exactly alike. But if you're printing something yourself and you start manipulating in process, you get 5 of a kind or 10 of a kind or 3 of a kind, and they keep changing.
I mean, you know, I'm running kind of late. You know, how's my grinder?
Why? Yes, Albert. Why? You don't fix it with a comb and there's only a few hairs out of place. You do it.
That's the way I do it. Force has a distance in it. Force is MA. M, distance over seconds.
Plenty of exposure for the overpass.
Yeah.
Possibly. I don't know. Because there were all those lights from the field. Well, this is not an establishing shot. This is an interim shot.
Then you go to traffic lights. Just don't use this one.
Our style of filming is to never ask anyone to do anything. We never direct action in any sense. It takes its root from American cinema verite, which has been in many ways pioneered by people at MIT.
Bright and early. Then I tell you up front also, you need to deal with your own problem too. Yeah, because you got a problem yourself that you need to deal with, and you ought to put that in order. And people that you're dealing with in situations such as yourself, if you're going to go to them and give them the impression that you're bullshit, they're gonna treat you like bullshit.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know play that kind of thing at
all.
all.
Okay, you coming in here on every time I see you, I'm seeing alcohol. So if you're going down there, well, bullshit. You're gonna have to put things in perspective, man. You need to take care of business. Yeah, and it's gonna take its toll on you too.
Not really. I'm not gonna let no alcohol.
You're not gonna let it do, huh?
Yeah, but okay. I can't really speak on that.
No, I know you can't, because right on, without a doubt, it's already done. Because every time I see you, you got it in you. So undoubtedly, it's running the show. You're not in charge.
What I really like about it is how inside you got in the neighborhood. And I've never gotten that far inside in my life, and I don't think most white people have around here. And it seems like he really trusted you, or whoever, all of them did, and just let you be there and shoot whatever was going on.
Yeah.
And that quality of it, I think, is really unusual and really good.
Now, most of our advanced students will probably not even be professional photographers. They'll go off and be physicists and electrical engineers. But we find that they take photography with them now as a second language, as a way of expressing themselves. And photography will probably stay with them forever.
It is now 20 minutes of 2.
Synchronize.
Synchronize the watches.
Synchronize the watches.
Wait.
Okay. 25 past 2. We will be.
25 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's only...
past 2.
Click.
Right? Wait a minute.
What time?
Think about the things that we talked about. You should think about.
All right.
Okay?
We get sandwiches to bring back.
No talking, so you can't order any. Just photograph. Success, yes.
Where?
They look good. The tones look good and everything. I kind of like that blurry one too. This is nice. That's real nice. Yeah, that's a beauty. Oh, you do it with that cover?
They were considered part of the piece when this type of pottery was done in Japan. The thumbprint was considered part. They didn't try to hide it. It was considered part of the aesthetic of the piece.
Ready? Ready.
Yeehaw!
You want these sprayed?
Oh, somebody...
Oops. We need a dozen 8x10 glosses for your family and friends, right? You sign them to all my many fans?
The concept was to bring in 3 famous artists to use Polaroid's new large format 20x24 camera. And one of the things that we could offer with this new large format camera is the incredible detail. And I think that's the real magic of a camera this size, is that it can capture this detail and texture that is, before this time, we haven't been able to do unless we had something like this to work with.
Softly. All right. Just a hint of a smile. Let your mouth open. Little. There you go. All right.
All my work has, since 1967, has been strictly portrait heads. These blow-ups were just realizing the potential of the photograph, of the camera, to deal in the scale that I deal with in my paintings, without the necessity of putting in an enlarger. There. Right. Ready? Are we ready?
Okay, we
Terrific.
knock on an apple. Okay. Now we do fuddies. Pick up a little brush.
Yeah.
You see there it goes.
Uh-huh. Looks like a worm ate there.
Take the whole apple in.
Right.
Just like that.
Right.
Now this next little square gives me the new space.
Yeah.
This big.
Right.
Okay, this big. There you go. And then it reproduces that in any way that you wish to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
Then the interesting thing to me is that you get the reproduction within itself. In other words, it reads from the top line on down and reproduces that. So on the next scaling that I'll do, I'll include the reproduction inside what it is looking at, and then you see that it actually starts doing a very strange kind of double take.
Okay. I would think that for children to do this kind of thing would be fabulous.
Outrageous, yeah. It really is.
Oh.
Bob Mould did some work with children. It's really nice. Some of his drawings are on there. Isn't that nice?
That's real nice, yeah.
Now, along here is what I'm talking about. I suspect if the top line went la-da-dee-dee-dee-dee, we'd have a much better sound to that whole thing. It would work in the total texture a lot better. That would mean some changes, first of all, to the score and also to the orchestra. Why don't we just make some of those now?
Okay.
Let's see, over here. Now, that's going to require an instrument modification, because at the moment this instrument doesn't glissando, so we'll need to go into the orchestra editor and modify the instrument somewhat.
Okay. Let's put a slur on that one and not slur on that one.
Fine. So let's bring up the orchestra network now.
Patch in something to mix between them over the course of the note.
That ought to work now. Let's just try that. Let's have it. I'd like to hear the computer play that back to me now, just as we have it.
Okay.
Yes, that's much better. Right. Now, the major section that I would like us to go over is this part here, involving a very tight synchronization between the viola. This is a fairly rhythmic section that needs a very careful attention to the interplay between the two parts.
That's going to be hard to do.
Yes, well, it goes along here. You'll find it's fairly rhythmic. Let's try the computer part. Pick up is along here.
Dirty. Good. The habits run deep. You rush. Yup, up, up, bum. It should be poised, martial. Yup, up, bum. Yup, up, dum. You run. Ding, jump. The second note comes early, and the whole phrase is destroyed. Okay, let's take it from the trio. One, two. No. What you gotta, forget the silly grace note. It's throwing all the rhythm off. It's biarati. The accent comes on the real eighth. Biarati, da, 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 dee, biara, da, da, and just kick the grace note. And zero. All right, listen to me and imitate. Biara, da, dee, da, dum. Biara, dee, da, da, dum. Biara, da, dee, da, dum. Try it. Don't think about it, feel it. One. Without the accompaniment. One. Sure, exactly. Okay, now don't think about it again, ever. Now. One. Two. Soften the staccato. Make it a little bit more leggero. Jum. That's it. Wait a second. I feel you forcing me. You don't feel relaxed. And if you don't feel relaxed, you can't make me feel relaxed. And that's very important. So will you please be relaxed? You know? Look, I mean, we can talk about it later if you like, but you know what I'm getting at. Let the whole thing let down. You play it fine. You've got enough technique for 6 of these trios. Stop thinking. Feel. I'm going to revolutionize MIT someday. Strike all grades, perform lobotomies on every student, and then we play music. Let's go. 1, 2. You see it work. Perfect. Make the swan sound ashore.